So this is a video I did on one of my, well, she was a regular and then she went away for a bit and now she's come back, clients. So it's a brand new, fresh and sparkly, super spangly set. She is really bad at looking after her nails and the skin around. She's a nibbler. She just sits and eats and nibbles and picks and attacks her cuticles, as you can see. So I did my natural nail work prep and applied tips and then just gave them like a little snip. I don't do too much cuticle work on most of my clients anyway, but especially ones that are nibblers, biters and stuff like that. Her skin will very easily break and become irritated and bleed and stuff, so I obviously push back the cuticles, tidy the nail bed, but I try to leave the cuticles as much alone as possible, and maybe I'll tidy them up at the very end once the filing and everything is done, but on the whole I try to not touch them. So as I said, applied the tips, prep, prime, got everything ready, and then I'm just going to pop a thin clear base on all of the nails so that then I can get on with the design work. So on the pinky finger I'm going to be doing an ombre. I apologise now because my camera just died halfway through this. It was on my old phone. I have a new spangly phone now too, which has really good memory. So my old phone, excuse me, just yawning at you there. My old phone, the memory had basically got full. For some reason I only had like 3 videos on there, but anyway, so it kind of cut out halfway through filming this, and then I had to delete stuff and blah blah blah, so I don't show all of the nails, my apologies. So I've applied the white, and this is Polar White from HD. I've applied it to the tip and blended it up, and then I'm going to come in with Cosmic Latte at the cuticle area and blend down. As always, when I'm using a glitter as well with my ombre, I don't worry about getting a perfect blend. It doesn't need to be, because when you put the glitter on, you wouldn't notice. Does that make sense? So if I'm just doing an ombre on its own, I work quite hard to get a really nice blend between the two colours. But when I know I'm going to be putting glitter or anything else on, it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to look good, like, okay. Does that make sense? Because you're going to be covering it with glitter, so don't waste loads of time making it the perfect ombre and then covering it up. So I'm just getting, you know, a nice enough blend. I'm not saying like leave a line right across the middle of the nail, but don't beat yourself up if it isn't like award-winning kind of thing. And then I'm just using my wet brush to pick up some of these micro shards. This is from the micro shards mixes from the Glitter Fairy, and this is the rose gold one. So I'm just placing these in a little S across the nail. On the ring finger, I'm going to be doing a marble, so I'm just starting off with a little white as a base, and then I'm going to be marbling with beads of white acrylic, the cover pink, and also a little clear bead of acrylic dabbed into rose gild superfine from the caramel collection from the Glitter Fairy, and then I just kind of swirl it about. And I do that all down the nail, but I'm pretty sure the camera dies in a minute, so you only see a bit of that marbling. But you just keep adding small beads, give it a little swirl, add a few more beads, another little swirl, and just keep adding until the design is done. So the other finger didn't record at all, it's just a plain cover pink, so I've just applied cover pink, basically. This now I'm going to do an ombre, but I'm going to leave it as ombre. So I'm starting off with my first layer of white, and then I'm going to come in with another layer of, my first layer of my cover pink. I'm blending down, and then I'm just going to keep layering up the white and the cover pink until I've got the blend that I want on this nail. And then when I finish my design, I'm going to cap all of the nails in crystal clear. So starting just in front of that cuticle area where I want the apex to be, blending back and then pat tap pulling it forward. And then filing, as always, check in the description below. There is a link to my usual filing routine. Halfway through filing, my client had a change of mind and we changed the shape, so it's a nice rounded shape. So I filed them all in, and then I'm just going to add the crystal kind of like tiara necklaciness. So I'm placing a large crystal right in the middle of the nail there, and then I'm going to slowly apply crystals either side. We don't have to do it slowly, you can do it fast if you like. I'm just going to apply crystals in descending size, so slowly getting smaller and smaller. Oh, that was my knee, that crack. That's not right, is it? Ow. So yes, applying those first two, and there you go, you've got a Mickey Mouse. So she's ready for Disney now. And then I'm going to apply smaller crystals until it's in a V. And then I've got some of the rose gold caviar beads from Hazel Dixon. As you can see, this is a really awesome wheel because you have really huge to really tiny. And I'm just using my waxy crystal picker upper and picking up those individual beads and gluing them next to the crystals, so it looks kind of like a tiara necklacey prettiness. And I'm going to do that on down to the center and then up to the other side. then when I'm finished with that design, I'm going to get my detailer brush and apply top coat on this nail. Now, I always apply my crystals to a filed surface, not a top coated surface, and then I will top coat around them. Never go over your crystals because that's where your shine comes from. With Swarovski crystals, it's the way they're cut, so if you put a top coat on, it will dull that cut and therefore the sparkle. So I'm just applying top coat in that little centre, and then I'm going to apply the rest of the nail, and then I'm going to apply top coat to the other nails and then cure for 60 seconds in my lamp. And then when that's all cured, I've allowed 60 seconds, I've allowed 1 or 2 minutes for them to cool down, and then I'm applying my top coat. And there you go, guys. So I think this is a really nice new neutral set. Would be good for a bridal set as well. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you all again soon. Bye!